I am sure that we're going to have Leslie Williams first, and then Joyce Lee Leggett, and then
Shannon.
Oh, and Shannon. Okay, see how we are? And there's no way to text Linda Tucker back, is there? No.
No.
Let's turn it off. I don't know WhatsApp on there.
Oh, okay.
Can you figure that out?
Yes.
Okay, good. Shoot.
I'll do it after the live.
Okay, thank you. I've never been able to put WhatsApp on.
Oh, no, on the iPad it's a nightmare.
Do you know how to do that?
No, it's a nightmare. It doesn't work.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I wondered. All right, so anyway, here we are.
And I'm going to move back from the mic because I can tell that I'm very loud on the mic, and I'm just going to...
And she's whispering, people. This is how loud Claudia is. I'm kidding.
No. Becky McPherson says hi. Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Danielle Van Amsterdam says hi, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, good morning, good day.
And good night.
Good afternoon and good night.
Craig Walker says hello all. Pixie Murphy says hello.
Hello.
Nolene says good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Nolene. Good morning. Pixie's on the West Coast.
Julie Jacobs.
I know Pixie from Dynamite. For years and years and years.
Julie Jacobs says hi all.
Hi, Julie.
Okay.
Okay, I have mascara in my eye. Anyway, good morning. Here we are at Live with Joan. And we have a lot to talk about today, don't we, Shannon and Claudia?
So much.
So much. But let me say, actually, if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And the program is, the school has programs for people that want to learn animal communication and energy healing, or become an animal communicator or energy healer. And we have nature and wildlife offerings, as well as wildlife trips and books. I have a new book coming out June 20th. It's very exciting. And we are going to have some fun. I'm starting to formulate some fun plans around the book. And we have, so we have a lot coming up today. In the school, we start back up, the machine starts back up for the advanced students. They are going into animal medical intuition and animals, behavior, dynamics, and relationships. So today, at 11 and at 5, we have 2 classes. So altogether we have 4 classes going today. So Tuesdays are big around here. And then Wednesdays we have the Animal Communication Level 1, and we're starting as of next week Animals in Transition Fundamentals. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that is an exciting class. We have this weekend we have the virtual retreat, so there's still room. It's actually a very yummy little group that's formed for this, and I always say it's the sort of thing you can do in your pajamas. And it's going to be snowing here. Can you believe it? It's going to be snowing at Claudia's house. She thinks she's getting 2 feet of snow. I think it's going to be too wet for it to stick. But I could be wrong. I have no problem being wrong.
I told you, this morning someone posted in the group, I think I told someone else, someone posted in the group this morning, the local neighborhood group, updated forecast expecting 1 to 78 inches of snow.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. And Claudia lives just right through those mountains, right through there. So, they're saying we're getting snow, but...
You're going to get a lot of rain.
I'm going to get a lot of rain. And that's good for California. We'll take the hit.
I've got Leah Pancheri says hello. Hello, Leah. Val Smith says good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lori Jodar says, hi, I made it. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori, Val, and Leah.
And Mark Renard says, Mark and Holly send our love.
Oh, hi, Mark
And
Holly.
Kathy Austin says hello with a heart.
Hi, Kathy. We're going to see Kathy this weekend for the virtual retreat.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then we also have something starting on Friday. Back up.
Oh, yeah. You get to talk about it.
We have the Animal Communication Level 4. We will be working with professional. I keep wanting to say performance. It's not. It's professional animals.
Some are.
Professional animals, and we'll be working with everything and anything from movie stars to search and rescue to guide dogs to therapeutic riding horses to Olympic horses to pretty much anything that is a professional animal. So it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And if you want more information about that class, there are prerequisites.
There are big prerequisites.
But it's an awesome class. And then
it's an awesome track. I mean, it's
amazing.
Actually a track that we're doing in the school. Animal ambassadors, along with animals in transition. So the animals in transition is coming up. We have a whole certification for that, and so that's something that you might want to talk to Shannon about. But March 1st we start animal. Oh my God, my brain is like animal intuition. No, it's animals in transition.
I can understand how you would say animal, and my brain is now going to do that forever.
Yeah, it's bad. Partly, because I was looking at a sales page last night. There's an animal intuition little ebook that I give away, so now I'm like hooked on it. So it's animals in transition fundamentals, and it's basically the overarching theme of being being from midwife to medium. So it's working with every week is a different theme, and the first few weeks are around more of the dying or caring process for animals in transition. The second part continues to be that it's more energetic support. So it's where we use the scalar, how we use the scalar, self-care, and then a lot of work with tapping. We're bringing in a grief script that we've never used in the energy healing for animals. We've got trauma scripts. We've got all sorts of things, because one of the things that people forget is, sometimes the personality changes so much, or, as they dwindle, they're kind of a shell of who they are. So those things are little traumas in the course of watching someone cross. And then we have the, talking about reincarnation and beyond, and then also memorializing. I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And this is going to be taught by myself and Claudia and Shannon. And Shannon's spearheading that department. Did she have trouble?
I think she missed what's it called? Her behind may have been a little bit heavier than she expected.
Queen Latifah has not been jumping up. Do you want to show everybody where the queen is right now?
The queen?
She hasn't jumped up in like a year. She isn't, and she's suddenly going to these higher places. But I have a theory. I'm switching it. I have yellow day, green day, black day, and mushroom day. So they're getting one day they get this whole turmeric paste, and then the next day they get charcoal, because we're getting rid of the black mold. with massive vitamin C and SOD and stuff. And then so Francesca's face is all black. And then the next day is green day. So you've seen when I do the parsley and spinach for them, and now I've added two other green things, and that's herbs. And then I do mushroom day, so they get a few different
The fact
lion's
that
mane,
you're
turkey tail.
doing mushroom.
Today was mushroom day, yeah. So I've been switching things up.
I have not seen her up on the cat tree
No.
in forever.
No. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's working. I mean, it's Francesca's still alive, but it's clearly doing something even better. And of course, they're on the dynamite and then the Jill and Joan, but CBD or hemp.
So I just, back to the Animals in Transition AC Level 4, Val asked what the prerequisites were. I listed the prerequisites in response to Val, and Shannon also said that for the Animals in Transition fundamentals, there are no prerequisites.
Yeah, there's no prerequisites for the class that starts March 8th. March 1st.
March
oh my
1st.
God, second week is March.
The holiday screwed us up because I thought today was Monday and I forgot we had a Facebook Live. I was just sitting here on my computer working. So this is just,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like rushing around, and she wanted to show me some cat poop, and I'm like, I gotta get ready.
We like to see cat poop
We look
Not-
at all poop.
because it speaks volumes as to what's going on with the animal's health.
Exactly.
I
look
just
at
want
the
to be
horse
clear
poop
that
every
that's
morning.
not a fetish we have.
Although it might be. Who are we kidding?
This has completely gone off the rails.
It's
Okay.
gone off the rails.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So yeah, there are prerequisites for the animal ambassadorship courses, and that becoming a degree. I mean, that a degree in our program, like its own certification.
And now Shannon chimed in, nothing like healthy animal poop.
And there's nothing like it.
Nothing.
I'm sure Lori Jodar relates to it, and
And-
who doesn't?
Dr. Bernadette Spector.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah.
She
like-
said, before, she said Jambi.
Jumbo.
Jumbo. Okay. And then
What's hello in Kenya?
Becky Porter McPherson says, at the animal shelter, I used to score the poop each morning. A 2 is the best score.
Tell us more. We have to contain ourselves a little here. Yeah, I mean, actually, who knew? We were going to talk about self-care, but let's talk about poop. Yeah, so...
But it is
It is important.
It is very important when you have animals.
Yeah.
You and I talked about this the other day, those automatic litter machines.
Oh, never.
They don't allow you to see what is going on with your animal's digestion, their health. It's really important.
Yeah, you have to be able to see it. I don't like automatic anything, like automatic waterers. I don't, with horses, you want to see exactly how much water they're drinking. Automatic fountains we had one for Henry because he likes water to flow. And I might have to get another one, but I really prefer to see that, and I prefer to look at, exactly what they're doing in there
Mm-hmm.
before the dogs get to it.
Kitty Roca. It's gross.
It's so gross.
And Shannon says, scooping horse poop is a meditation.
It's a total meditation, and it's also, you look at everything they've done.
Yeah.
All the supplements you put into them. Oh my God, speaking of poop, I needed dirt for the whole, because the last rain, there's, you could fall into,
Yeah.
right, turning into my house,
Yeah, there's like a big
dip. I mean, at the river.
crack.
The road becomes a river. And so there's a crack in the road, and so we're filling it with dirt. And we're taking dirt from where my composting. So the composting thing, and I figured out, I've got all those bricks on the other side. So the composting thing is going to be done like this weekend.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm really into poop. I'm going
Well,
to.
because it's compost. You're using it,
Yeah,
and then
taking the
what are you
horse.
going to do with it?
Well, I'll use it around here, but I'm putting it in 3 sections. So one will be cooking. When one fills, that cooks. Then you fill the next one. And then by the time you're on the 3rd one, this first one is completely cooked. And that, I'll just call my friends in LA and say, do you want amazing soil? So that'll be about 3 months old. And I'll turn it and put a tarp over it. And then work on the second pile. And so then that will empty out. People will take it. Plus it shrinks.
Well,
right?
and you're offering it to people so that they can plant their gardens, and
Yeah.
and someone whose initials are Claudia is definitely going to take some because
You have a garden.
I have a garden,
Yeah.
and I need that. I don't have
You
horses
could
yet.
take from where the behind where the shed is going to go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, and actually, one of the things, you know, that little TV show I'm on, All Paws Pet Talk TV, we had we had actually, what's his name, Ed Begley Jr. And he came on and talked all about sustainability and all these things. And I started thinking about cat and dog poop, and I have a whole system which is on the side of the shed that I haven't followed through with. I filled one whole thing with dog and cat poop, and it's like apple cider vinegar. So you can never put it on your food, but you can put it on your flower gardens. And so there's a whole way of recycling that, because if that isn't broken down, that gets into the waterway, and you know, we've got landfills full of dog and cat poop, and that's actually not good. And so finding a way to recycle it and reuse it. I was going to have that on as a special kind of episode, bring on Dr. Christina Chambreau, who's on the TV show with me, and just talk about sustainability with our animals. I think, you know, just all the things that we do, and I'd love to hear if that would be of interest. I've got some really good ideas about who to bring on.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to know because, you know, again, I have 4 dogs and 3 cats, and that's a
Where
lot.
do you put it?
Yeah.
And so if you have flower beds, if you have, like, I'm going to do a whole native garden down there, have the chumash planted here, so I could use it there because I'm not going to eat out of there. So it's like, look around your yard. Where could you recycle cat and dog poop into? And the formula that I got is, I know it's apple cider vinegar, but they put something else in it. So it's minerals and things that break it down. It has to sit for a while. It sits in these containers. So I have one full container and then one empty container that I haven't used. But again, same idea. You fill this one, let it shrink down, start filling this one so that it cooks. And that's where they came up with the term hot shit.
Okay. Shannon says, yes, please, would love to know. I mean, all joking aside, that's actually, we could dedicate a whole month to the
Sustainability.
the sustainability of poop
Dogs and cats.
and horses and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are the projects, like, when I'm having dinner, I read about composting. I'm kidding. I know it's gross. But I do have that Rodale book of composting on the counter, and I've been dreaming up how I'm going to do it for the horses. But it's going to be pretty cool, and it's going to be something to model. And one of these days, I want to do a whole thing of, like, how I did the track and how I did the catio, so because I know people would love to see, you know, ways to enhance, enrich, exercise our animals without it, you know, it being us doing, you know, micromanaging every minute of their day. So those are all things that we're thinking about bringing on and doing. And so
Back to animals in transition. That's where we were. Self-care animals in transition. We were talking. Oh, you were saying that I made you look at cat poop this morning.
yeah, But I don't know that we're back to anything. I think we're rambling.
We're rambling.
Yeah.
But what Shannon said is, which is what was funny. She said, so she said, scooping horse poop is a meditation. So now we're back to self-care. LOL. Susie Morrow Reed says, my manure pile is called Mount Mount Shitmore. I compost horse, pig, chicken, and make wonderful black dirt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yes.
What do you do with it? Do you give it to people? And I would love your stories if you're doing something, because I want. What a great accidental topic today.
Shannon says Mount Poopmore here.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I think that this is a great accident. Okay, hi.
A great what?
Accidental topic.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really do. And the black dirt, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I love the dirt just right down there. You could take that now. We could fill my truck up.
Yeah.
We have to fill the truck up because we have to make a road. I have to make a road to where I make a road by just. Well, Durga will come over with her Jeep and just drive up and down and up and down and up and down, and then, yeah. So I have to make a road so we can fill my truck with poop.
And the poop is, the compost is good. It's kind of like a full circle, right? It's good for the ground, which then the rainwater absorbs. It just becomes.
As opposed to what happens with dog and cat food, right? Into dog and cat poop, which is why you need almost that like chemical thing to break it down, because here I don't even. Yeah, we're on completely all Dynamite supplements and Jill and Joan hemp. So that's the only thing that is in that horse poop, right? Like there's no other chemicals, no chemical wormers, no nothing. So
That is like pure organic.
Pure organic.
High nutrient.
Yeah, very rich nutrient, because the Dynamite vitamins are based on the whole mineral spectrum, and yeah, so it's a very good source of fertilizer. Yeah.
Susie says she shares it, but mostly spreads for herself. Sugar sand in Florida is in need of black dirt. Shannon says, my neighbors used to come pick up mine after it turned to black gold for their huge garden. All Dynamite products here too, very nutrient rich.
Yeah.
Cheryl Cook says, we have the Grand Tetons here. Use horse chicken poop and shredded trees. We literally have mountains of it.
Wow.
I know that chicken poop is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all, I'm going to create my own name for my mound when I have horses.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very interesting that, so I will definitely, let's get a vote on the sustainability, because she's got so many ideas. So do people want me to bring on Dr.
Yes.
Sambro?
Yes.
That's just Claudia voting?
No, it's Shannon too.
Okay.
Shannon
yeah,
voted.
So Shannon and Claudia said yeah.
So, but I think if you're just jumping on and you're wondering why we're talking about poop, because it's all full circle, right? Helping the animals is, we also have to help the earth that they live on.
We have to help the earth.
Because that grass that's growing by your arena right now is so high nutrient because of all the horse poop that you've had down there, that my dogs were devouring that grass.
Yeah.
I mean,
remember when I had the poop on the side there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that
grass has grown so much, and I mean, and Joan's horses would rather stick their necks out of the paddock so that oh my god,
stretch.
But we got okay. This is a perfect time to share the story of the message we got from Assist about the.
Oh my God, Shannon, I haven't even told you. So the guy, Anthony, that's in the 5 p.m. Is he 5 p.m.?
5 p.m. AC level 1.
AC level 1. I get a message from Astrid. Astrid calls me. I'm like, why is Astrid calling me? And she said that my neighbor wrote to her son-in-law in Atlanta to let me know that my horse was out.
Trying to eat the grass.
Trying
That
to
is
eat,
really...
yeah, out of the fence. So, anyway, it's pretty funny.
And because they would love to be out there. How many times have you found?
Yeah.
Anya.
Well, Anya breaks out. But we have, so we have a lot. We have a lot of poop here. We can talk about poop forever.
We've got votes. Sorry, we've got votes for this. And then Leah says, I'm always looking for new other ways to be sustainable and earth friendly. Leah says that's hilarious, and so does Shannon, about Anthony's mother-in-law.
God, right?
It's so funny. I was on the phone with Joan, and she said, I gotta go, Astrid's calling me.
I know it couldn't be good because it'd be something. Yeah.
We never expected that it was.
She's a virtual assistant in way south.
Calling to tell Joan that her horse got out because
the neighbor here called somebody in Atlanta who called somebody in further southern California to tell me. Anyway, it's very funny. So we were gonna go on the self-care thing, but we were gonna do the labyrinth too, but we'll do that in a few weeks. Because it's gonna be really muddy next week,
and you're also doing some major work outside.
So it's but we have there's a lot. The labyrinth is one way. There's a lot of ways that, for me, going on a hike, even if I don't feel like it in the morning, nobody ever feels like exercising first thing in the morning, right?
Since I've known you, you've missed a hike because you're really sick, which is rare, or it's pouring, not raining, because Joan will still hike in the rain, because she's from Seattle. Or it's pouring, or one of your animals is in need of attention and you can't go. Like, those are the only times I've ever seen you miss a hike.
I think in the times I've lived here, I've missed a hike 10 times.
Yeah, you don't miss hikes unless it's out of your control. Like, you go regardless.
Yeah, in Seattle, it didn't matter if it was pouring, because I didn't have the level of mud that I have here.
Yeah.
This is like quicksand meets clay meets mafia cement boots.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you could die if you had the mud that clumps onto your shoes. If these are your feet and the mud is like that, and then you got thrown in a pool,
you're done.
Game over.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to hike a couple days.
And Shannon says you've also missed when you've been trampled by 2 stallions. So
that's one of the 10 times that I missed.
Yes.
And I didn't jump rope that week either. So I jump rope 3 days a week, and I hike 3 days a week, and then Sunday I do a leash walk around this big loop that's about 2.5 miles, and play with the horses. I don't ride, and I ride right now Anya's off, so I'm with the horses 3 days a week, lunging them or treating them on the therapy. Anya is almost sound. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've been working on her every day. So, so there's those sorts of routines are my self-care, which are getting me through having older animals that are in and out of hospice, and also the routines. I was just going to talk about also with this work. A lot of times we forget how much the compassion fatigue can get you, right? Like, if I didn't have some of my routines, somebody whose initials are Francesca, just jumped out of that chair.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't have the routines and the exercise, because the thing with exercise that people forget, and this is why I'm like, I don't know, to me it's meditation, and I don't say it in class, but it's right up there with meditation as far as being able to be good at this work, because especially something that's very rhythmic like jumping rope or hiking, it's like it is meditative, right? But it also changes the chemistry in your body. So you're able to handle, if you hit an aerobic level once a day, you're able to handle 5 clients having liver disease, or watching a friend at the Gentle Barn have a chicken that you went to, a rooster that you, meat.
I know.
And I mean, at the Gentle Barn right now, they've got Menorah sick, and Meek, someone that I've been to dinner with when he was this big, he'd be in Cheyenne's shirt. We'd pull him out at restaurants, and he went to the movies with us.
I know.
So when you're watching something like the tragedies that are going on at the Gentle Barn, or at Linda Tucker's contacting me from the White Lions, right? Like, I have a lot of high-profile friends with big situations, and some situations are public and some are not. And to me, having self-care routines is the only way to really move through it and be of service to others. So
Yeah, I know that if I don't take care of myself and really take care of myself, then my animal communication suffers. My ability to help others, my bandwidth is not as...
Well, you're in service every day. You got kids. You're in high demand.
You think that then when they get older it decreases, but it does not.
Most people think about downsizing. She's like going to buy another 5 acres because she knows her kids are going to live with her for the rest of her life.
Well, they want to have tiny homes on the property, so okay.
Yeah.
But it's I had 2 visits to emergency room this weekend with each kid.
Right.
One in Missouri and one here. All is fine, no big deal. But it just never ends. But I got home and had my tea and just kind of decompressed, because I had very little bandwidth by the time that was done. So you have to, even if you don't do this for a living, you have to have self-care, and the compassion fatigue can take you down if you don't.
Yeah, and and that's like, talk about the animal ambassadors, right? Like the AC level 4. Susie did the AC level 4.
Yeah, that, and also, so I'm going to speak to it on both levels. Of one is teaching the class and us going through the compassion fatigue and us feeling that weight, but also the guests that we have on, the rescues that we have on, and the sanctuaries we have on. It inevitably comes up, the compassion fatigue, because it's what do they call it? It's a hazard of the job is what it is. You have to learn how to take care of yourself, especially, look, the AC level 4 is the most sacred thing I feel that I've ever done, to be honest with you. Besides raising my kids, I'm talking about, like, as an animal communicator, it's one of the most sacred things I've ever done. And if I don't take care of myself and the compassion fatigue kicks in, which it has before I learned to do the self-care, then I can't help these animals. I can't help them because I don't have it in me to help them. And the same thing, so being able to do the AC level 4 as an animal communicator and as a teacher and taking care of myself so that I can do it, then I facilitate that holding space for the rescues and the sanctuaries for them to deal with their compassion fatigue. So it's a full circle thing that we're all supporting each other to get through it. Because if you think you are going to be okay with compassion fatigue, oh, it's fine, you need to take care of yourself. There is no way around it. You have to take care of yourself because compassion fatigue is real. I have known people, I can name a lot of them, who quit doing what they loved to do because the compassion fatigue took them down.
Yeah, and they didn't feel supported, and they didn't feel like, that's another big thing, is not feeling supported.
Yeah, so the AC level 4 isn't just sacred because we're directly helping the animals, we're also indirectly helping them by supporting the rescues and the sanctuaries who are taking care of them. So it's very sacred. I mean, it's like, I keep looking at the lion behind you because that's how I feel that it's just so, it's the golden child of this work. So,
one of the things that years ago, when I was an actor and a writer, a book came out, and many of you probably heard of it, but when it came out, my friend Jenny and I were the first to buy it, and she was going to follow it to the T, and it was called The Artist's Way. Mm-hmm. And Jenny still jokes that she's like stuck on page 45 or something, like she never got through it. But I went through it like 4 times and used it as a reference, and it really did help me. I mean, I always jumped rope back then, and I did yoga back then, and all of that, but it helped me with some other habits, and one of those that I loved the most was called, you have to take yourself once a week on an artist date. And that could be going to the museum, it could be walking in nature, it could be going to a store you never went to, just to look, even if you couldn't afford it. And the idea is getting yourself out of your realm, your comfort, and just having like childlike curiosity. And so that's one of the most important things that even, I get really locked in here. I'll go on the weekend and buy everything I need and just like teach for the week and do this and not do anything. Especially since COVID. I mean, I used to go out to dinner a lot more. I'll go to the movies, but that's it, right? Like, so I treat things like going to the grocery store like an artist date because, it's just like just having curiosity. But that curiosity when you're out and about is a great little fun self-care game to play with yourself, like, oh, I've never seen that before, I'll take a different drive home, all those sorts of things. And that was another thing I started doing, was taking at the time I lived in West Hollywood and I kept my horse in a place called Atwater Village, and so I took a different drive home every day after I rode early in the morning. But yeah, what's anybody saying?
Leah wants to know, do you ladies do extra self-care after heavy interactions as well? Yes. Yes. I'm not laughing because I'm laughing because you have to.
Yeah, and then it's interesting because talk about something that I talk about a lot in this realm, but one little thing that I do on weeknights, like especially after Tuesday night, I don't think tonight's going to be too heavy, but in the behavior class we've got an off the truck thoroughbred. I like to cook, and I love to have dinner parties, and I do it quite a bit. I have a rule I learned in the 80s that if you want to keep your house clean, just have a dinner party regularly. And then my house is always 10 minutes away from dinner party ready. And so, but I love to throw dinner parties regardless. And so I will experiment on a Tuesday night after class. I'll try something, and I'll try it like 3 or 4 times. And then that will be what I have when I have my non-vegan friends over for dinner.
And I'm just going to say, your food is self-care in and of itself because, oh my God, the food you make is delicious.
But the other thing I was going to say, it's a big self-care thing, and this is one of the most important things you can do, and that is surround yourself with people that get you and what you're doing. And that's where this community is so important, and why I know that students are so drawn to each other in the school, because they've gone through it together and they relate to each other, and maybe they don't have friends outside of this, or maybe you have friends outside of this that don't get it or are supporting you and rah rah rah, but they still don't quite get it. I have friends, it's very important for me, like over the weekend I spent time on the phone with my friend Margaret Ann Lumbo, who's written numerous books, and she's the one that got me the Findhorn book deal. But you know, she's written books on crystals and aromatherapy, and right now she's writing about saints, and I told her I was going to canonize her because she's going through something. So it's like you have, like, being an author. I don't have a lot of, I only have a handful of author friends. People that run a school, I've got a handful of people that, so it's like finding people that can relate to having a big organization and being an author and doing this intuitive work, and it's with animals, right? Like, all of a sudden, there's only a few people on the planet, you know, so to connect with an Ellie or to connect with a Margaret Ann Lumbo, she doesn't work with animals, but she was calling about a cat, or a Linda Tucker, for me, is important to have these friends that run other big organizations, because it's lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And even being an animal communicator can be lonely if you don't have friends who are in that realm with you.
I had my dearest friends over yesterday to my new house. We've been friends since our kids were a year old. That's actually how we met. One of them works as a clinical dietitian in a transplant ward. The other one works with the homeless. So we all deal with heavy
crap.
Yeah, I was about to say the S word. We all deal with different heavy things, and we're there for each other. But I don't understand I'm not in it. What they go through, they don't know what I go through. But you know, we're there for each other we're there as parents, right? But when I need to talk to someone about, oh my God, I just had this client whose dog got sick or got hit by whatever the thing is, they get sad because they love animals. But when I really want to connect on that level, I call Joan, or I call Shannon, or I call Marie Christine, or I talk to so many people in the even, I'll be honest, even people I haven't met but that I know through the school, I connect with.
Yeah.
Because there is no one else to understand that part. Just like, well, you get the parenting thing, even though you didn't have kids.
I was a stepmom for a long time.
Yeah, but you have to have whatever it is that you're in, like you said, that tribe.
You need, and that's why the school becomes so important. Anything?
Okay. Yeah, okay, so Susie's responding to the AC level 4 and the compassion fatigue. She says, it was so big on my learning curve seeing that when we were helping the rescue. Validation. Val Smith says she loves The Artist's Way. Yeah. Shannon says, I still need to read that. Joan told me about it like 15 years ago. Faceplant. Okay, Susie says, your snoozing pup behind you has made my day. Paying attention while snoozing. Oh my God. I didn't even see her. Leah Pancheri says, yes, I've been connecting with some other students and teachers outside of class. I love meeting others who are all on the same page. It's key.
Yeah. That's why it becomes such a cohesive group. Well, like I said, we've got lots of fun things coming up. We've got, so the Animal Ambassador Program, that is amazing. And right now they're doing professional animals, and then in the spring you're doing lab animals.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna require compassion fatigue.
That's going to be self-care. Is
Self-care.
I think the first class I'm going to run a class on self-care. Like this is what we need to do to be grounded for this, because working with those animals.
Yeah.
That's going to be the test.
And then the animals in transition. That's something.
That's another
gonna
one.
Require a lot of self-care. So it's been a big theme. But I've been rereading the animal communication fundamentals and the energy healing fundamentals, and suggesting some upgrades to both of those programs on the site. And I have to tell you, one of the themes in both is self-care, whether it's feng shui or taking care of your house, moving the energy around in your house. So it's big. It's up for me, and so really thinking about that in terms of being a practitioner, whether it's animal communication or energy healing, or running a sanctuary, whatever it is, it becomes really important. Meditation, exercise, diet, little self-care routines like a bath or, things like that. So that's it. We have special pricing for the animals in transition fundamentals, and that will be in the newsletter tomorrow, the Wednesday that always announces. So if you aren't on my newsletter list, you can go onto my site, and there's a free four-part video series that's how to deepen your connection with animals, and it goes through communication. I think you talked to Delilah. There's communication, communion, connection, and energy healing. So it's a little mini course, and that's free. So you can get the free mini course, and then you'll be on the list, and you'll get the email tomorrow.
And then you'll get all the stuff we talked about.
And it's never too early to sign up for the spring intensive.
Which is around the corner.
It's around the corner. Like, it's around the corner.
Yeah.
We have spots for people to do it in person, and we have spots for people to do it online. And we have, it's limited here in person though. And so, and we've got lists of hotels and roommate lists and all of that.
You have to teach now.
And I have to teach. And then what else we have? So we have this weekend, we have the Death, Dying, and Beyond virtual retreat. And we might have a spot or two left in that. It's going to be a very intimate group in our jammies in a rainstorm. The first time I did it was a snowstorm in Seattle. And Renee was there. So I literally was in my pajamas and big fuzzy socks, but it's really an intimate experience. And then there's the so then next week the first, and then spring intensive. So if you're interested in any or all of those things, you can always we'll put links in here, or you can always check in with Shannon and find your path.
And Shannon put in her email address. It's info@joanranquet.com.
So thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.